Ooh. It's Saturday morning. Just wait for a couple people to come in. Let me know, by the way, I'm attached to my muffs here. Let me know how you're hearing the audio. I know these work great, like I do phone calls and things with them. And they act as a mic just like AirPods or Bluetooth buds or something would. So let me know how that's coming through. Morning, Charlie. The reason I'm wearing these is just because I might be moving around a little more this morning. And if I walk away from the camera or something like that, you'll be able to hear me. Or if I'm here at this like I am right now, like so, you'll be able to hear me. So I am about to press. A lot of you will probably know just what I just did right there. This is a new Kydex press. So, I've been getting quite a few requests for custom work with Kydex. You know, when I started my knife making career way back, quite a few years ago now, I started out with leather and Kydex. I've been leatherworking for years before I started knife making. And as soon as I started knife making, of course, my leather work with a press. I got the materials in and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working it for a while and it was great, but there didn't seem to be a lot of interest and I wasn't gone on the look for a lot of the styles of knives I was doing at the time. So I just kind of worked out of it again, and my press foam wore out on my press, and I just didn't reinvest. I just left it as it is. But like I said, I've been getting a lot of success lately. I really like working with it. It's just a lot of fun. So I thought I would build myself a new press, get set up with it, and take it from there. Yeah, really nice. The bake apple is a great size for color. The perfect size, the perfectly nice for color. So if you have a method, kind of works great for methods because you can get an overall lot slimmer profile than you can with leather. Leather requires a certain amount of bulk just to make this sheath happen. Whereas Kydex, you can get things all still And if you didn't know, Kydex combined in sheets, and it's considered like a thermoplastic, a thermopolymer. What that means is that when you apply heat, it doesn't just disintegrate, it turns into a different form, into something that's very soft and malleable. And then when it cools, it turns back into, so you see that? So look at this molding. We have a beautiful, a very, very nice bake apple tucked away in there. Then we can, from here now, do our eyelet work, or if we need to pop it back apart and do our belt clip, things like that. But very, very nice. I'm excited to be back into it, and I'm putting together some configurations to release probably next week to drive the Father's Day launch. And I have some beautiful stuff here coming for Father's Day. Morning, Charlie. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Robert. Made it in actually a few minutes early this morning for the live stream. Usually I strive for 10:30, but it ends up being a bit later. But right on the money this morning. I've already been here for multiple hours working on some knives. I'll show you those. Also got some restoration work to do here today. You might notice I'm carrying a Kydex creation right here. Just something simple. This was my very first one back, so sort of my re-establishing test run. It turned out just lovely. So this is a one-off knife. This is actually brand new. I just threw it on today for the live stream so that some of you could see. But this has been sitting on my shelf, a little one-off custom that I created maybe a month or two ago now. Morning, William. Created this one maybe a month or two ago now, and I just never got around to photographing it for the website. So it's been sitting in the shelf. Bless me. But I did a little Kydex design because I thought it would fit nice. You can see the design there. Very nice little EDC design. Just you can really choke up on it nice. Would make a great little caping knife. Like I said, this is a brand new one-off. We have a slight swedge there. If anyone's interested in this one, you can go ahead and shoot me an email. But we have a lovely high-grade finished tang and a fiber spacer or liner there. And this is a black burlap with black phenolic tubes. So if you're interested. Morning, Corey, from up Tobin Lake. But yeah, nice little Kydex in a razor straps lanyard. And I sell these with my bake apple setups. Very simple. We do like an infinity loop so that you can attach it just like this. And I think that length works for most setups, but if you want, you could just snip this line, pull it through, and retie it. Morning, Dean. Yeah, Robert, breakaway connections are nice. Of course, you always want to use some discretion like that. Anytime you're wearing even neck jewelry and things like that, you want to have some discretion there. But yeah, hopping into some Kydex work. And I'm gonna start setting this up right now. Just gonna sketch it with a pencil here. But that, like I said, the bake apple makes a lovely knife for Kydex. Get things nice and compact. It's a rainy, nasty day here today. It's cozy in the shop. Yeah, certainly is, Dee. We also, I can see from down here, it hasn't reached town yet. But you notice, let's get the light right there. There, you can see that white rim. That is ice rolling back into the harbor. So that's dropping the temperatures here, just making a mess. I'm gonna run in. Since I got these headphones on, I can take you along with me. But why don't you guys turn down your volume for a second? I'm going to use the bandsaw for 1 second, which is extremely loud. You see how easy Kydex cuts like that on the bandsaw? Very nice material in that way. Very cool. I head over now. Still figuring out, kind of recollecting the order of operations for Kydex work. I think what I'm going to do now is drill a few 3/16 holes. Yeah, let's do that now. I'm going to drill my rivet holes at this point. So I'm just marking those out where I think they should be. What looks most pleasing to the eye. We want to end up with not too bulky of a sheath. Yeah, Chris, it is a dream come true. Just so happy with this shop. And on days like this, when it's raining out and inside the shop here is so beautiful, and warm and cozy, man, it's just so good. Take you here now to the drill press. This is nice with the headphones on. I can just walk you guys around with me. Let me know how you feel about this format. This lets me get some work done while I'm doing the live stream. So it's a win-win. Hope everyone had a good week. It's been a good week here. Great week of production. A lot of steel on the go. Different custom orders, and just a lot of action going on. Of course, Father's Day is coming up, so you might want to jump on the website and grab something. If you're hoping to get something for Father's Day, you might want to jump on the website and grab something while you can. But lots of great stuff out there now, and then throughout this week, the upcoming week, just more and more will be released. Just 1 second, here. This is the beauty of it. You can hear me. Again, let me know if that audio becomes an issue, because the audio today is coming through these muffs on there. Which I'll say, if you guys work in crafting or workshop type environments and you don't have a pair of Bluetooth ear protection muffs, oh man, so good. I waited a long time before buying them. Just used to buy the cheaper muffs, because the ones like these are like $90 muffs. It seems like a lot, you really need them. And for a long time I was wearing muffs, just like cheap $15 muffs, over earbuds, like inside, which is uncomfortable and it makes your ears sore after a while. Oh, thanks so much, Rookie. Yeah, I really enjoyed that that project. The view response hasn't been top notch on it like I thought, because usually anything with Benchmade in the title like that gets just a tremendous response. So I was expecting it to kind of really rip, but it did not. So we'll see. You guys could hit the share button on it, share it to your Facebooks or Instagrams or something like that. The algorithm type stuff is weird. Sometimes videos just take off seemingly for no reason. Sometimes ones that you expect to be awesome just never really get off the ground. It's kind of an odd thing. Producing content for social media can be very stressful, especially if you're concerned with its success. And hey, JP. Rookie, assisted knives are legal in Canada, but weirdly enough, they're not legal to import. So I can buy them from a knife shop within Canada, no problem at all. But I cannot have you ship me one if you're in the U.S. You can't ship me. Businesses can import them. Sorry for walking around, guys. This is the beauty I was looking for with the muffs. Just get some rivets here now. So I can set this up. There we go. Let's get this here on the headstone. Some of you guys might remember. So this, my buddy, used to work in, okay, let me think for a second. Let's be carried this way. So the nicest side of the rivets. This way. There we go. So I had a buddy that worked in like a stone craft shop. They built fine jewelry and headstones and things like that. and they manufactured a headstone for someone, and for some reason it ended up getting dropped or something and broke en route. So the order was botched, they had to start over. So they had this big, beautiful slab granite polished stone, which is why you see that there? That's headstone writing. So a little while ago, I did a video where I just, in humor, just said, this is a piece of headstone. I said this was my uncle's headstone, but I think I said something like, he didn't leave any of his money to us or something like that. We destroyed his headstone. I thought that, I mean, how much more obvious could you get that that was a joke? And I believe people actually got upset over that. They had some nasty responses, you know, how dare you type responses, and how ungrateful you are, disrespectful to your uncle. Some people just don't take well to kidding around or jokes. But I didn't dream anyone would take that one for truth. Well. It takes all types to make up the world. Okay, so now just reading your comments there. JP, I am a God-fearing man. Yes, sir. I know you're just kidding around there. Yes, CBSA is making some dumb decisions there. But have a look now. Ooh, look at that flag. So this is the setup, again with that rough edges. So now we'll trim those into shape. So when I brought you in here to the grinder before, I kind of overstepped on the time manner. Okay, just popped it out of the sheath for the first time. Hey Quinn, hey James. So what I'm going to do now is throw this on here and shape it down. This shouldn't be too loud. A bit of R&D here, guys, because this is my first bake apple sheath since I grabbed onto Kydex. So this is sort of a test sheet. Not sparing anything in quality, it's just I'm not sure. There might be some changes after. Good morning, Tom. Like I said, you guys, I used to work Kydex in the past, just have it now for a few years. So I'll be adding it back to my lineup again. Yeah, Rookie, Kydex is fun because, well, for one, it's fast to work with. Ooh, nice little shot of that Lincoln extractor there. It's quick to work with. And you can get such a compact setup with it. Show you guys. Such an interesting material. So here's where we are with the sheath right now. You can see we have that nice profile. I'll have to heat this up and open this out. Now, hand finish right here. We'll punch a hole right here. But this, without a hole or without a belt clip or anything, as you can imagine, would make for an awesome little pocket slip sheet. Because it's just so compact. A couple years ago, when I was still up working in my old shop, I had the opportunity. There was a store closing down in town. They were selling some sheets. Morning, Hardy. They were selling some shelving and different things like the furniture, I'll say, from the store. But I went and bought all of their shelving, and I could only use, I think, one piece at the time because, of course, my last shop was so small. So it might have been questionable why I bought it, but I said, I'm going to use it once. I'm going to use it in a bit. I know something's coming where I'll need the shelving to be able to use it. And once I bought this shop, I was like, man, this is perfect. I have multiple of these big shelving units. I have another one over there where I set up all my welding station. Just awesome. Love it. So what I'm doing now is just taking these edges up to a high grade finish. Hey Brian, taking these edges up to a high grade finish, and I don't have my pipe rimming tool. That's kind of what I need here now. Leather edge beveler works perfect. Never had that tool back in the day. Yeah. Nice. Morning, Sandy Lass. Yeah, Rookie, it's nice to be organized and having everything lined up. Looking for my heat gun there now that Dad's running off with. You can see though the other shelf right there in that corner, a big one. You guys let me know if the audio or anything is troublesome. Just trying to get this new setup today with the muffs. What I'm doing here now, grab my heat gun, and ideally with a leather or a Kydex sheath, you want kind of an opening flange because the Kydex, when it cools and hardens, really doesn't have much give in. It's extremely rigid. So you want that kind of funneled out so your knife slips in a little more easily. So I'm just warming this up, and you can reheat and mold Kydex. It's really cool like this. And I'm just going to flange it out just a little bit. And as it's cooling, you kind of do work because we're not in the mold now, we're just freehanding it. And you don't want to heat up something that you don't want to heat up because it'll relax out of its mold that you did. Don't want to do that. I like that. Oh, yeah. Hey Robert, Mark tuned in from Australia. James, I have a gas forge and an oven. Because of the steel that I work with, I don't have big oven demands at this point. The forge is the crucial part of the process. But there we have it. You can see how compact of a slip sheath design this would be. And the snap retention certainly wears in a little bit over time, but check out that saber ground bake apple, black burlap green. But you can see then, to have this on the next setup, oh yeah, that is sweet. But you can see the benefits in having that little, let me see if I can show you. See that little flange I put in there? See that? That just little flange out makes it so that when the knife goes in there, it doesn't have to fight for a spot. And it snaps in very nicely because we have these kind of hard lines that pinch in between. Let's see if I can show you there. See, that's pinched in behind, so it would have to wedge that plastic apart to do that. It's not going to do that. See, we got 25 people here now and 9 likes. If you could go ahead and hit that like button, that would be very nice of you. A little different style for the Saturday morning stream this morning, of course, but just so I can keep working, busy here, and show you guys. Let me know if you like this style where I'm just working and chatting and kind of come along on the ride with me. Let me know if that's something you like. Just going to punch a simple hole. Right there for a lanyard. Come here, this is my mill drill station. Ridge Riders. I'll use a deburring tool just by hand. Figured out just earlier this morning, this works really nicely at putting a nice flange on that Kydex. It just cuts it perfectly, very smooth. Glad you guys enjoy the live stream. I really enjoy them too. Look forward to them every Saturday. It's definitely fun for me to get to talk. I do enjoy, like last week, you guys asked a lot of questions and it was just chit chat the whole time. I really like that. So if you guys have something you want to chit chat about. Ridge Riders, I'm in the central area. There, so we'll go through like this. Run your razor straps lanyard back through. There we go. Custom necker setup for the bake apple in a Kydex sheath. Look at that. I'm not going to snip that lanyard and adjust it right now, but you get the idea there. What do you think? Yeah, Rookie, that mill is an absolute joy to use. I'm handling this bake apple fairly carelessly because I don't have final edge or cleanup or anything on it yet. So I'm not worried about cutting myself or anything like that. In dealing with Rookie, I don't do the paracord. I have a good friend who I met quite a few years ago, and he was doing a lot of paracord work, so we sort of struck up, came up with a little working relationship there. Funny story. So back, I had been producing videos for YouTube for 2 or 3 years at that point. Dean, yeah, this is a good gift setup, and that's the nice thing about the bake apple is that the price comes in pretty nice. But you can imagine, make a good camp knife, and especially if you're in a setting with cold climates, heavy winters like here where we have big clothing setups, a big belt knife in a sheath, something like this here, there's nowhere really to wear it on your person. You're not usually wearing belts outside on your snowsuits. That's a big knife to put in like a coat pocket or something. But that's where a neck knife really shines, because it can be, you know, I would wear it a little higher. I would wear my neck knife up around here. But that's just sitting inside your coat, and you just pull your coat down a little bit where you're working, and you can use away at it, right? So that's where a neck knife like this, something compact, really shines. You also have the setting. I have a friend who has a bake apple in a leather sheath, and he just runs his in his pocket. He doesn't like wearing it around his neck, but it's so compact, he can slip it right in his coat pocket, and it's there. You don't need to have a belt. This is great in the summertime, and great if you have warmer climates. But if you live where you have 5-6 months of winter, it's nice to be able to wear around a neck or in a pocket. So that's where that really shines. Just checking your comments here, because when I get chatting, I don't see them. Ah, Mark, big difference in time schedule down there, right? Difference in time zone. JP, yeah, your order would have shipped, buddy. You could shoot me an email and we can set something up or get something to you, but that would be gone. Ridge Riders, this, how is it held in sheath? This is a thermoform plastic. You can see it's heat molded precisely to the shape of the knife. This is pinched. This is hard to get out of here. It'll wear in and get a little smoother as to where you can slip in and out, but Kydex sheaths have quite a bit of hold. See that? It's really snapped in there because of that mold we're able to do. And that looks so great as well, because you could just see that knife profile through there. But yeah, this a setup like this makes for a great gift. And that's what I like about the bake apple, is that the pricing is right in that nice sweet spot. It's a very giftable knife, and such a useful knife as well. It's very useful. If you're interested, this knife in the Kydex rendition isn't on the website right yet, but it should be in this upcoming week. You'll see it on there. But I do have a bunch of other stock on there right now. KyleNoseworthy.com. If you're interested, you're looking at getting something, you want to grab something for Dad for Father's Day, or if you're a dad and you want to send your wife or your kids there, at KyleNoseworthy.com. Like I said, lots of stock there, ready to go. So let's take advantage of that. If you guys don't have any questions for me here now, I'll show you a couple knives. Of course, these don't have final cleanup or anything, but these gorgeous little bake apples in this exquisite curly maple. Look at the patterning on this. Available at KyleNoseworthy.com. These do have final edge, just not final cleanup. Another model bake apple available at the website. Don't bother. You see this dirty smudging? That's just from the polishing process for the edge. So that'll all be cleaned up. But a natural micarta, always available at KyleNoseworthy.com. Have a zebra micarta. So this is black, gray, white, or it's like a kind of a tan gray. And a saber grind. Again, dirty, don't mind, needs all cleaned up. And you might be excited with this one. This one is really, really cool. We have a saber grind bake apple. Look at this handle setup. What do you think of that? We have a natural curly maple here, black G10 spacers, and then a blue curly maple setup in between. How do you guys like that? Just nice. I think this needs a nice leather belt sheath. Just a beautiful setup there. JP, yeah, you can definitely place that order setup. Oh, thank you, Rick. I'm glad that, thank you for saying that. I'm glad that you've found the value in my content. James as well, thank you. Got some, I'm hoping to produce quite a bit of content this month, so be on the lookout for that. Yeah, Troy, that blue curly maple is sweet. So much pattern. Quinn, you're speaking for this one? Is that what you're saying? If so, just shoot me an email just to confirm, and I'll make sure that it's yours. Any of these here now, if you want to speak for it, including right here, you can shoot me an email just to make sure you have the best chance possible. Rookie, that natural micarta, such a classic look. Really like it. It's just, you know, kind of like a no frills, like workhorse design, and it priced really well. Of course, something like this, you know, quite a bit more work involved, so it's, you know, going to be priced a little differently. We have some high-end woods there, stabilized woods. These multi-part handles are a lot of work to put together. So the pricing is going to be a little high. Not what I would call high, but higher than something like this, which is a little more simple setup, a little more utilitarian, but just as much knife, of course. The blade itself goes through the exact same process, all the same, just a matter of handle finishes, right? Great, Quinn, that sounds great, buddy. JP, you definitely need like 2 more KN knives. I agree. Check out the website or shoot me an email. Again, new stuff coming this week. We have, I'll show you one here now. This one just came out of the forge last night, just heat treated. But this is a one-off custom. And this hasn't gone through my my forge finishing, like my signature finishing yet. So this is truly out of forge finish. This is chalky, gritty. This is how it finishes when it comes out of the tempering oven. And this will go through my kind of signature process now. Dan will probably take these through, and if I don't today. And these will have almost a perfect gun-blued finish with a little bit of patterning and texture, just really nice. But this is a 3/16 inch monster with a clip point, a beautiful switch, deep flat grind. This is a monstrous knife, and we have some beautiful handle material lined up for it. So this is going to be like a Father's Day release custom. Really, really nice one. Also have some nails coming through, tradesmen, EDC, all of them here. And again, releasing this week. The yellow fox, look at that. Look at those heat treat lines and colors. Can you see that? Some of those rainbow colors back there. Again, this is just straight out of forge, but there's a yellow fox on the website right now that is just, I really don't know why it hasn't sold. It's got a polished tang, polished pins, full polished handle in a cherry red micarta with black liners. The forge finish on it is so good. The knife is just gorgeous. And the yellow fox is usually always a great seller. People really like the pattern. So I'm not sure what it is with that one. I don't know if it's the red or maybe it's just a timing thing. But it's been on there a couple weeks now. It hasn't sold. Highly recommended. I mean, the fit and finish on that particular piece is just pretty much flawless. So if you're looking for a gorgeous knife to be impressed by something really nice, highly recommend that one. A lot of great stuff on the site there. Now again, KyleKnowsWith8.com. If you don't have any questions for me, I'm gonna head out. Hey Scott, Scott Stapleton is here. I would say Scott probably has the largest collection of K&N knives of anyone in the world. Larger collection than myself. Unless you count what I have sitting in stock here, of course, to sell. But Scott has, I would say, the biggest collection of K&N knives in the world. And so appreciative for his friendship over the years. He purchased, I believe the very first knife Scott would have purchased was when I made a pattern called the Islander. That was I had only been making knives for a couple months then. I believe, Scott, you can confirm there, I think it was the Islander. I made a set of 10 knives and I botched the grind. So I was taking you guys through like a multi-part video series. And on one of the knives, I botched the grind line and I had to change the grind. All of them were kind of like a medium flat. I believe I had to take that one up to a high flat and modify it in some way. So it was different than the other 9. And I kind of, I said, well, we'll leave that one out or whatever. And Scott contacted me and said, I want that. I want that one. Scott, I don't know if you remember that story or not. Islander number 6. He knows the number. They were numbered. I do remember that. JP, how much higher of a price for a more complicated handle? So this model, and this is, I'm talking Canadian numbers now, so if you're in the US, you definitely got the buyer's advantage. So I believe this basic handled model goes for around the 170 Canadian. Again, more of a simple setup, just a beautiful, exact same blade, but a more basic handle. And then if you go to, again, something like this here, just completed, this would be low 200 range, probably low 200s for this piece right here. So that's what we're working with. And again, it depends on what sheath it's shipping with. If it's coming with a neck setup, it's going to cost a little more than a belt setup because they added hardware, they added complexity, the lanyard strap, all of those things add to the cost and the amount of work. So, but that's the bake apple, unless you're placing a custom order. All of my bake apples generally run between the 160, 170 Canadian to 230, 240 Canadian, I would say, at the absolute most. I don't think I've ever listed one higher than that, not a production model. Now, if you're contacting me to get a custom built one, the price can vary to almost any number at that point, depending on features and materials. If you're looking for a mammoth tooth handle and a mirror polished blade, you're going to be paying a little more serious money for it. Troy, sorry to hear you're not feeling well, buddy. I hope you feel better soon. Tavis, absolutely do custom bake apples. I have a couple orders for custom bake apples right now. One that I'm hoping to take you guys along for. Really, really nice. This gentleman has a couple orders with me right now and has really good taste. Thanks for stopping in, Rookie. Thanks for asking a few questions. Really appreciate you driving the conversation here. Thanks, Quinn. I'm glad you liked the work, buddy. Yeah, no problem, JP. Happy to talk about it and to give you guys a little perspective there. Like I said, I also have that Kydex piece, that one-off. If anyone's interested, just never got to listing this pattern, but if you want to check it out a little more, you can go back to the beginning of the live stream. You can see this one hasn't been broken in yet. It's still very stiff. There we are. But some beautiful knives coming down. These I'm really excited about. The bake apple in a black burlap and a thick green liner. My time is up. The girls will be here for lunch soon. Okay, JP, another question. A basic sharpening setup you'd recommend for a beginner. If you're willing to take the time to look into or to learn the skill of whetstone sharpening, then I would I would recommend a good 2-stone setup. Something in the 300 to 400 grit range, I recommend the Kuramaku by Sharpening, the blue black. That's a 340 grit stone, I think, ceramic, just ultimate performer. And then something around the 1,000, 12, 1,300 grit range, somewhere around there, I would recommend the Sharpening Glassstone 1000. That would be the perfect starter setup that would last you pretty much forever on pretty much any knife you have. If you want to get into a little higher grade polished work later on, which is not really necessary, but I know people like the high polished edges. If you want to get into that later on, then pick up a finer grit stone then. I went for like a 6,000 grit stone right off the bat, and just with the experience I have now, time spent sharpening, I almost never go to those grits anymore. There's just no real reason. Shooter, contact me, buddy. I'm fighting to get out from beneath a pile of emails now, but I'm going to do my best to clear those up in the next few days. No problem, JP. Have a great day, guys. Have a great remainder to your weekend. Check out the site, conlosey.com. Email me in the description and comment section of pretty much all my videos. You can find my email, including the description of this one here now. You can find my email and the website. So have a great day. I'll be here working. Tom, enjoy those Shaptons, buddy. They're wonderful stones.